So today we are looking at drawing quadratic graphs. Okay, now quadratic, all you're looking for is that little squared symbol. Okay, makes it sound a lot more difficult than what it actually is. Okay, now in order to draw any of these quadratic graphs, okay, we really need to sharpen up our substitution skills. Okay, before we even start looking at these, have a look at the video substitution, and that will honestly give you the tools that you need in order to execute these a lot more accurately. Okay, so here then, complete the table of values for y equals x squared plus x, and then that's worth 2 marks. And then once we've got that, to then on the grid, draw the graph on the 4-quadrant grid below, total of 4 marks. Okay, so you can see here they filled out half the table for us. We've got to obviously fill in the missing values. Now, those of you that have watched the other videos with straight line graphs, you'll know that I like to start on the right-hand side of these tables because I prefer dealing with positive numbers first before I deal with negative numbers. So here's my equation. I've got y equals x squared plus x. To fill in this missing y value, I need to use the equation and use the value of x being 3 to find the y value. So if x is 3, that means I've got 3 squared, and then plus x, well, x is 3, so I've got 3 squared plus 3. Well, 3 squared is 9, plus 3 is 12, which means 12 can go into that square there. Okay, well, x squared, well, this time x is 1. Well, 1 squared is 1, plus 1 is 2. Okay, you'll notice that I'm using that x value twice here because I've got 2 x's in my equation. Minus 1 this time. Be careful with the negatives. Minus 1 squared is 1. Okay, so for this minus 1 then, I've got y equals x squared plus x. Be careful if x is minus 1. Minus 1 squared plus x is minus 1. Be careful now with the symbols. Minus 1 squared is 1. Plus and a minus is a minus. So I've got 1 take away 1, which is 0. You'll also notice with this one, these values are symmetrical. My y values are symmetrical. Okay, just because you've got 2 zeros doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay, trust your substitution skills. Be careful with those negative numbers. So that's 2 marks already. Okay, start with the positives, makes it a bit easier until you get to the negatives. If you start with the negatives and you get a bit bamboozled, some people just tend to have a bit of a brain freeze and then not get any marks from there on out. So start with the positives. Now I'm going to plot some coordinates. Well, here I've got x value is 3, y value is 12. So that's my coordinate, okay? 3, 12. Remember your coordinates, x, then y, across the corridor, up the stairs. 3, 12, so 3, 12, okay, be careful with the scale. I've got 2 squares here for 1 value. I've also got here 1 squares with 2 values. So be careful with that scale. 2 is 6, 1 is 2, 0 is 0, minus 1 is also 0, minus 2 is 2, and then minus 3 is 6. Okay, so I've plotted my points. Okay, I now need to join them up. I'm going to join them up with a flowing line. Like that. You'll notice I didn't shade it. Okay, I'm not an artist. Just one line as accurately and as positive as you can. Okay, there it is. I have got x squared. You'll notice it is a positive x squared. Looks a bit like a happy face. Okay, if it was a negative x squared, it would give you a sad face. Okay, look for that curve. Okay, if you've plotted your points and it doesn't give you a smooth curve, then I can guarantee your substitution is out on one of the points. Okay, you know it's going to be a curve. For instance, for this one, if it gave me an answer down there, then it doesn't take a genius to work out that that's the one, that's my mistake. Okay, realistically, your mistake is going to be with the negative answers. Okay, so plot the points, see which, if there's any of them stand out. If it does, they'll probably be wrong. Okay, and as I say, always double check your negative answers. So that's one question. Let's have another one. So once again, substitution is key. I've got my equation here. Y equals, what have we got? X squared minus 2x minus 4. Well, I've got a positive x squared, so I know it's going to be a happy face. Let's start with the right-hand side, where x is 4. So if x is 4, that means 4 squared, take away 2 lots of 4, take away 4. Then it's just a odd mass or bid mass question. 4 squared is 16, take away 2 4s are 8, take away 4. Well, 16 take away 8 is 8, take away 4 is 4. So 4 will have to go in there. Well, for this part here then, x is 2. So it's exactly the same as this, but I'm going to put a 2 instead of the x. So I'm substituting that different value. So my equation was x squared minus 2x minus 4. Same as what I've got there, same as what I've got there. This time, x is 2. So that means 2 squared, take away 2 times 2, take away 4. Well, 2 squared is 4, take away 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. Then take away 4. Well, 4 take away 4 is 0. Take away 4 is minus 4. So that'll be minus 4 in there. Then I've got a negative value. Okay, be careful. Let's do it here. So I've got my equation is x squared minus 2x minus 4. If x is 1, that means I've got minus 1 squared. Take away 2 times minus 1. Take away 4. You can see here I've just extracted the x and substituted the minus 1. Well, minus 1 squared is 1. Then I've got this takeaway symbol here. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Then take away 4. I've got 2 symbols. Well, 2 positives make a plus. Sorry, 2 negatives make a plus. 1 plus 2 is 3. Take away 4 is minus 1. And there it is there. Okay. Be careful with the negatives. Might be worth doing a bit of practice with substitution values first before you address these sort of questions. Right, so let's plot some points then. Well, when x is 4, y is 4. So x is 4, y is 4. Be careful with the scales. 3 minus 1, well that's down there. 2 minus 4, that's down there. 1 minus 5, which is down there. Let's get this out of the way. 0 is minus 4. Minus 1 is minus 1. And then minus 2 is 4. Okay, well that's good news. I've got a smiley face. We knew that because it's x squared. So with one line now, try out the points. Okay, you'll notice I had one bottom value here, okay, which was minus 5. On the other one, I had 2 that were both 0. So to get that curve, I had to go below that point. So the minimum y value there is slightly different. Okay, it's not the minimum y value here is minus 5 because it's a single point. Again, if it's 2 zeros, I had to come below there. Okay, so the minimum y value there will be lower than 0. Okay, on that previous question. Okay, so x squared means smiley face. Obviously, substitution, plot your curve, and hopefully it's a smiley face with this smooth curve. If it's not smooth, substitution's wrong somewhere. Okay, have a good practice, and I hope this helps.